Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give y'all a chance to scroll on in before I dive into the topic for the day. Hopefully y'all having a peaceful Monday thus far. Hopefully y'all maintaining, man, and doing what y'all need to do out here, staying healthy, staying peaceful, staying centered, staying balanced, staying out of the way because it's a lot of ignorance out here. So hopefully you staying informed. And out of the way. DT Peace, what's going on with you, family? Dante Peace, what's going on with you, G? I'm maintaining, man. Always focused on my elevation this way, man. How you holding up on your end? Amajo Peace, what's going on, man? I'm glad you able to tap in and tune in. We got some simple stuff that we want to break down today, man. I just want to help people transition into that healthier lifestyle, man. A lot of people come to me with that concern. They just don't, they want to do better in regards to eating healthier and getting into an exercise program and things of that nature, but they just don't know how to approach it. So I want to give y'all a simple approach. Simple approach, man, that'll help y'all ease and transition into that healthier lifestyle. Oh, Dante, man, I know all about that, man. Slow motion is better than no motion, though. Oh, DT, most definitely. You already know, man. We only come with power, man. That's the only way that we know how to come. Emmanuel, what's going on? Oh, Emmanuel, just because it's harder, I mean, that makes it better. That makes it that much better when you do it. So we always embrace a challenge. We always embrace a challenge. Zucco, my mans, what's going on with you? And y'all know I like to always start off by just building on the mathematics for the day. So it's the 12th. So that's knowledge, wisdom, all being born and understanding. I mean, so that's simple in regards to the breakdown for that mathematics, man. We know knowledge is that foundation. That's what you learn. Wisdom is taking that knowledge, putting it into motion. So that's basically learning how to move. Once you learn how to move, the only thing left to do is to execute. So that's kind of what this stream is about, is learning how to move. Once you learn the approach, now all that's left up to you is to execute. That's it. Execution. So you got to learn how to move. In order for you to move, first you got to learn. Then you got to implement, put it into motion. That's the execution. That's the execution. And that's where a lot of us fail at. We fail at the execution aspect. Sometimes we get stuck on that one. Like we may learn some things or we may gather a bunch of information. Then we get overwhelmed to the point where we don't execute anything. So at some point you got to leave the one and you got to go to the two and put the things into motion that you have learned. But a lot of us, we get overwhelmed by the information because it's a lot of information out here and it's easy. It's easy to be misled. It's easy to be miseducated. So that's why I say when it comes to certain topics, and health and fitness is one of those topics, it's almost best to just cling to an expert. Because if you try to look up some of this stuff on your own, man, you will get overwhelmed. And if you don't have the time to thoroughly decipher what's right from wrong in regards to the information, you will have a problem. You will end up following the next fad diet, and that's exactly what you do not want to do. Sweet Tea Peace, what's going on? Patrick Peace, what's going on? My born day is actually next month on the 13th. So November 13th, that's when I transition into the 30, the prime. That's prime time. Well, I'm gonna be in my prime until I'm like 100. So we know how that go. I control the narrative there. I don't get older. I just get wiser. I'm just getting started, man. I'm just now being born, man. So this, we talk about rebirth. We talk about being born again. People don't understand the science behind what it means to be born again. That's not something that you have to be religious to implement. That's mental. We got the physical birth, and then we got that mental rebirth. That's what it means to be born again when you shift that paradigm, when you shift your mentality. So I'm always shifting my mentality. So I'm always born again. I'm always born again because my mentality is always shifting, because that's the only thing constant is change, evolution. So I'm always being born again. And I embrace that. Oh, Andrew, man, so your birthday is on the 12th. Your born day is on the 12th. Montel, what's going on with you? Most definitely, man. I don't really put too much of an emphasis on born days, man. It is what it is for me, just another day. But hey, I plan on dropping my book that day as well. So that's gonna be a pretty solid thing. Inner mass, letting you know how to protect yourself in this pandemic and protect yourself from viruses in general via what you eat, via your nutrition. So that's gonna be the book that I'm dropping on my born day. So that ought to be powerful. But other than that, it's gonna be slow motion on that day. I celebrate every day. I celebrate life every day. Like I said, every day is a born day. Every day is a born day for your boy. Oh, Patrick, most definitely. Most definitely. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm Nipping and Goldie. Peace. What's going on with you, my brother? But yeah, as I was just talking about, man, a lot of people, they come to me and they say, they want to transition to that healthier lifestyle, but they just don't know where to start. They don't know how to do it. Amber, Peach, what's going on? I was looking for you, Amber. But yeah, a lot of people have trouble. Brandy, what's going on with you, family? What's going on with you, family? But that's a problem that a lot of people face, man. They just don't know how to approach it. So this is what tends to happen. This is what tends to happen when it comes to people striving to transition to that healthier lifestyle when that's not necessarily your lane. This is what ends up happening. What happens is, let's say weight loss is a goal. We're just going to focus on weight loss because that's a common goal. So let's just say you want to lose weight. If this is not your field, your line of expertise, your line of work, whatever the case may be, what's going to happen is you're going to go right to the internet. You're going to start looking up how to lose weight. Then you're going to get on Google and you're going to get a ton of results. And what that's going to do, that's going to overwhelm you. It's going to stress out the brain because one article is going to tell you to do one thing. Then the second article is going to tell you to do the total opposite of what that first article just told you to do. Everything that first article told you not to do, that second article is going to tell you to do it in order to lose weight. So that's going to become overwhelming and it can become discouraging. And then it will lead to you attempting to try a ton of different fad diets. That's what's going to end up happening. Then what's going to happen after that? You're going to try the first diet. You're going to lose 10 to 15 pounds because the thing about diets, every diet works up until a point. I'm going to repeat that again. Every diet works up until a certain point. Then that's when you plateau, hit a wall. But every diet works. I don't care how trash the diet may seem at first, because the thing of it is, when we think diet, we think restriction. So anything that involves you to have to take away something that you were normally consuming, it will cause you to lose a little bit of weight initially. So every diet essentially works initially. That's why I don't like people selling people these diets, man. Instead, you need to embrace the lifestyle. But every diet is going to work. But what these people don't tell you that's selling you these diets, they don't tell you the long-term implications behind most of these diets. So when you are a newcomer or when you somebody that's fresh in regards to studying health and nutrition, you're going to get overwhelmed by all this information and you're going to come across a million different fad diets and you're going to start trying them all and you're going to get results trying them all, but you're going to hit a wall each time and you're going to start to regress. You're going to regress and you're going to go back and you're going to put that weight on. And guess what? You're going to end up discouraged. And then once you get discouraged, you're going to fall off track. And you're going to say, forget all of these diets. Forget trying to eat healthy. Forget trying to be better. Nothing works. I've tried everything. And that's the problem. You need not to try everything. That's the wrong approach. So if you sitting there and you didn't try everything, that's part of the problem. Because everything is going to work up until a point, but then everything is going to cause you to hit a wall. If that makes any sense for you all. And I appreciate that, Emmanuel. Appreciate that, Patrick. Thunder Scorpion, what's going on with you, my brother? So yeah, when you new to the game, man, and this is not your line of expertise, you're gonna look up how to lose weight, how to gain muscle. You're gonna look this stuff up on the internet, and you're gonna come across so many pieces of conflicting information that it's gonna overwhelm you. I mean, that's just going to be the result. That's just going to be what happened. It's gonna be a matter of you picking and choosing what you feel like makes sense to you at that point. It's almost like a religion, man. You going at that point, when you looking up all this information, it's gonna be a matter of you saying, well, this makes sense. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try this. That's what it's gonna boil down to. You're gonna say, forget all the science, forget all the facts, because it takes a minute. It takes a minute to decipher what's accurate and what's not accurate in regards to the world of nutrition. Again, it sounds like it'll be something that's simple, but the simple fact that we got people following the keto lifestyle and you got people pushing that lifestyle and that diet lets me know that there's still a lot of work to be done. Because if you type in weight loss, how to lose weight, you're gonna come across the keto diet, guarantee you that you will. And that diet is contrary to the actual approach that you need to take in order to really lose weight. The keto diet, the long-term implications behind that diet, dangerous. Dangerous for your kidneys, dangerous for your bones. I'm going to repeat that again. Keto, dangerous for your kidneys, dangerous for your bone health. Amber, most definitely. Most definitely. But when you make everything a lifestyle change, then things like vacation, you're going to it's not going to bother you. It's not going to bother you. But I'm going to teach you how to approach everything here in a minute, to the point where you don't have to actually feel bad when you go on vacation and then you coming off of vacation. Because another thing that tends to happen is, along with looking up all of this information, we strive to implement too many changes at once. Oh, Shane, peace, what's going on? Montel, my brother, how you living? But what tends to happen, now before I build on that, let me answer DT's question real quick. The keto diet is trash because of the amount of meat that's being eaten, the amount of animal protein that's being consumed, because that's a high protein diet. So that's part of the problem, because that's too much acid. You overly acidic. Like, that is creating an acidic nature in the body. That is tearing the body up. And that's one of the reasons why the kidneys will suffer. And that's one of the reasons why the bones will suffer. Because what is a natural buffer for acid in regards to the body? Guess what it is? It's calcium. So in order for your body to neutralize the acid, the animal protein, it's going to strip calcium from the bones. That is going to weaken the bones. So that's why the keto diet ends up in the long run affecting your bone health and affecting your kidneys. That's the science behind that. When you are overly acidic, a natural buffer for that acid internally is calcium. The only way, if you're not consuming enough calcium within your so-called diet, then the body has to get that calcium from somewhere. So it's going to strip it from the bones, and that's going to make you weak. Hence why people drink a lot of milk and still have frail bones, because the milk is acidic. And again, in order to neutralize that acid, calcium is going to be stripped from the bones, making your bones frail and weak. Osteoarthritis, making you more prone and susceptible to things of that nature. So you do not want to be in that overly acidic nature. You do not want to exist in that nature, because that is stripping the calcium from your bones. So that is one of the main reasons why that keto lifestyle is dangerous. Overly acidic, man. It's overly acidic. High protein, high fats, low in the carbs. Most of your alkaline forming foods are carbs. Your fruits and your veggies, they are considered carbs. And those are your alkaline forming foods. So when you say, I'm going to minimize the amount of my carbs, you are minimizing the type of alkaline, you are minimizing the amount of alkaline foods that you are consuming. And that is not good at all. You are maximizing the amount of acidic foods that you are consuming by saying, I'm going to eat high protein, high fat foods. That's terribly acidic. Terribly acidic. Terenzo, peace, what's going on with you? And most definitely. And Montel, man, glad to hear that, man. Keep on elevating. Keep on striving to improve. Keep on striving to be better. Keep on striving, fam. Keep pushing, keep fighting. But yeah, like I was building on before I answered DT's question about the keto lifestyle, what I was building on in regards to what tends to happen when we take it upon ourselves to look up some of this information in regards to health and fitness, like nutrition. We come across a lot of conflicting reports, articles, information, things of that nature. Then on top of that, we start to try to implement too many things at once. That is a major problem. So I will repeat it again. When it comes to transitioning into a healthier lifestyle, we strive to implement too many things at once. That is a problem, and we need to stop doing that. You need to stop doing that right now, because that is going to lead to continuous disappointment. You are going to end up discouraged, because when you strive to make too many changes at once, trust me, you will fail every time. It's too overwhelming, especially when it's things that you have never done before. As they say, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it small. Slow and steady wins the race. Stop coming across all this information. Like what somebody would do, they'll come across an article that's telling them to fast, that's telling them to stop eating meat, stop eating dairy products, all that good stuff. And they strive to make all of those changes the next day after they done read the article. Problem. Do not do that. That's not going to work in your favor at all. And then what tends to happen is when we strive to make all of these changes at one time and we fail, guess what? We discourage, back to depression, and we saying, forget all of these diets, forget trying to be healthier. It's not for me, doesn't work. That's what tends to happen when we strive to make too many changes at one time and it doesn't work out in our favor. And 99% of the time, it's not going to work out in our favor when we strive to make too many changes at one time. Stop doing that. It's a problem. That is not how you transition into the healthier lifestyle. If you come across an article and it's telling you to do 20 things, focus on one. Focus on one. Oh yeah, oh Shane, most definitely. And Brandy, yep, that tea is decent. Dizzy, damn, what's going on with you, brother? Sonia, what's going on with you? Yeah, Zucko, most definitely. And that's what we live in, what they call the microwave generation. We want quick, fast results. We need to stop that. We need to stop that. And it's more so, I'm going to speak to my women for a second here. Y'all be in the gym with these waist trainers and all this other nonsense trying to expedite the process. Listen, back in the day, they didn't have all these waist trainers and all this fancy stuff, man. They just ate right and they stayed active. And the same waist line that you are striving for, the same abdominal structure that you are striving for, they were able to easily attain these things back in the day without any of those waist trainers and all that fancy nonsense. You do not need that. You do not need that. You hit the weights hard enough. You do a little bit of cardio, high intensity interval training, and you eat correctly. Guess what? That waist is going to form exactly how you want it to form. I guarantee you. Stop trying to rush the process, because the thing of it is, we strive to put on waist trainers, but we don't strive to change anything about the way that we are eating. So you can't force the waist to shrink. You can't squeeze the waist to death in order to shrink it. No, you have that. The abs are made in the kitchen. So if you're not willing to change the way that you are eating, changing your approach towards eating, you can wear this waist trainer as much as you want. That will not do anything for you. Will not do anything for you. That's why I tell people, do not fool with a lot of these gadgets, man. Just hit the waist hard and focus on eating as clean as possible. Then your body will form itself the way that it needs to form itself, the way that you want it to form itself. But anything that promises us results a little bit faster, we We get locked in. They get us. We get hypnotized by it. It's on you, most definitely. Glad that it's not buffering on you, and glad that you tapping in and tuning in. But yeah, all those waist trainers, all that stuff is, man, unnecessary. Unnecessary. We got to go back to the way of nature. It's not needed. It's not needed. Little bit of hard work never killed anybody. Little bit of hard work with a little bit of clean eating. That's gonna get your abs exactly to where you want it to. And that applies to my brothers as well. That applies to my brothers as well. We got to change the way that we eat. Stop going into the gym doing 1,000 crunches and 1,000 sit-ups if you're not willing to change the way that you are eating. I'm going to repeat that again to my brothers. Stop going into the gym doing 1,000 crunches, 1,000 sit-ups, but you're not changing the way that you're eating. All you are doing, you creating that rock solid structure underneath a bunch of fat. That is not cool. And I know y'all know people with that solid gut. That's all that's doing. Change the way that you eating. Get that gut down via what you are consuming. And then focus on toning it up by doing the proper ab work. So in order to shrink the abdominal area, first you need to focus on eating clean, doing your cardio, jumping rope, running, whatever the case may be. Whatever your cardio is, whatever your choice of cardio is, you do that, you eat clean. Then that's when you're gonna see that weight shrink. Once that weight shrinks, then you start to tone it up. You start to do a lot of ab work at that particular point in time. That is how you approach the abs. We strive to reverse it. We strive to do a ton of ab work. Meanwhile, we're not changing the way that we are eating. So the stomach, the visceral fat, is not shrinking. It's not shrinking. If anything, it's getting larger because we add muscle to it underneath the fat that's existing. So you got to get rid of that fat first, and then you tone it up. That should be the approach in regards to developing that midsection. And a lot of people, it's a science. Like, that's why I try to tell, it's a science to developing the body. It's a science. There is no microwave approach to it. Again, we don't want that artificial approach. We don't want that. We do not want that at all. We want that natural. We want that organic approach. So it's a science to it. It's a science to it. And with science comes experimentation. Got to experiment. That's what science is all about. That's what science is all about. You got to trust the process. You got to embrace the process. Emmanuel, yep, green juice, perfectly fine. What I would recommend in regards to juicing, though, is in the morning, if you can, instead of green juice, make a fruit smoothie. And then you can drink the green drink at night. So in the morning time, you want to get your fruits in. You want to get your fruits in. So I recommend in the morning time, if you can, drink you a fruit smoothie to get your energy up. The natural way, instead of us having the food with coffee and things of that nature. The true caffeine, the true energy providers are the fruits. So if you can get you that fruit smoothie in the morning, then you will be good to roll. You will be good to roll. Oh yeah, Dizzy, most definitely. That's what's happening. You see a lot of people with the solid, like the abs are solid. That six-pack is actually there, but it's underneath the fat. So in order for that six-pack to reveal itself, you got to burn the fat. You got to burn that visceral fat, that abdominal fat. But for the most part, we have that six-pack. The six-pack is there. You can feel it. You just can't see it. In order for you to see it, you got to focus on burning that visceral fat. That's what you got to do. And again, it goes back to the process, slow and steady, which I'm going to give y'all the one simple approach. I was reading a book. Now, I wouldn't necessarily follow this verbatim, but the guy recommended making one small change to your diet. I hate using that word, but one small change to your lifestyle every 4 months. That's what they recommended. And it could be something as small as, I'm going to make sure I drink a smoothie a day. So they say do this every 4 months. So every 4 months you're making a new change. And it can be the elimination of something that you know you're not supposed to be eating. Or it can be the addition of something that you know you need to be eating, but you are not eating enough of it, or you're not eating any at all. So they recommend making a small change every 4 months. I would probably leave it at a month or two. I'd say probably go 2 months and then make your change. But again, it could be something small. But the first thing you got to do in regards to deciding what type of change you will make, you got to analyze where you currently are. You got to analyze the way that you eat right now, the way that you exercise right now. So let's say you're not exercising at all right now. I would say, okay, the small change could be I'm gonna exercise twice a week for 2 months straight. I'm gonna go from 0 to twice a week. Now, of course, you want to eventually get to a point where you can work out more than twice a week, but we're gonna start there. Let's just say we want to start by increasing the amount of exercise that we do, and we're not doing any. So your small change could be I'm gonna exercise 2 days out of the week. I'm gonna exercise twice a week for 30 minutes. You do that for 2 months or a month. I recommend going 2 months. You do that for 2 months, you do it consistently for 2 months. Once you master that, meaning you have done it consistently for that 2 months, you move on to your next thing. Because now this working out 2 days a week, 2 days out of the week, it will now become automatic. So you don't have to focus on that change anymore. It'll be something that you automatically do. It has now become a habit. So I recommend doing that for two months. Then after 2 months, you mastered it. It has now become a habit. Now you focus on your next change. You focus on your next change. And Emmanuel, that'll work. That'll work because depending on the oatmeal provides you with some fiber. So we need fiber because a lot of us, we are deficient in fiber. You should be getting I'd say about 35 to 40 grams of fiber a day. A lot of us don't come close to that. And fiber is also something that helps with getting rid of the abdominal fat. And fiber also helps with preventing diabetes. And another thing that fiber does, it helps you stay fuller for a longer period of time too. Yeah, O'Shane, that's because a lot of brothers, they are afraid of leg day. They do not work the legs at all. And that's part of your foundation. If you don't have strong legs, you trash. Like if you big up top, but then if I tap you and you fall over, like that's trash. That's terrible. That's terrible. Your legs should be solid along with your abdominal section, your lower back, your hips. That's your core. When people don't understand, when people hear core, they think of abs. No, the core exists. The core is your abs, your lower back, hips, and part of your legs. All the core. The abs are a part of your core. Abs are not the core. So a lot of people don't understand that. So a lot of times when you doing what you think it, like when you say I'm doing core work, a lot of people think that they're doing ab work, and then they wonder why they feeling it in their lower back. That's because you're doing core work, and your lower back is working when you are doing core work. So that's why you would do things like planks, and you may feel the plank in your back because that's part of the core. The lower back is working in regards to doing that plank. So that's why you feel the lower back while doing that plank. But a lot of people just think plank, they think they work in the abs because they have associated abs with core. Yeah, dude said the Johnny Bravo, but that's a perfect analogy, perfect comparison because dudes definitely look like Johnny Bravo. I know quite a few of them. I mean, Johnny Bravo was that dude, but I don't want a Johnny Bravo body. All right, Emmanuel, when it comes to working legs, this is how you should approach it. All right. It depends. And like I was saying earlier, you got to analyze where you are at currently. So let's just say you're new to this working out thing. When you're new to working out, the way that you should transition into a weightlifting program, you should do a full body routine. meaning you doing a workout or you doing a movement for each body part. So you're doing one movement for each body part. You should do a routine like that to start off with 3 times a week. So essentially, you will be doing a leg movement once every work, but so you'll be doing it 3 times a week, one leg movement. So you'll be doing this full body routine 3 times out of the week. And you do that for like a month, 2 months. And then that's when you can transition and start splitting everything up into like body parts, maybe chest and back day, things like that. It's a lot of different ways people split up their training. People do push-pull days. When I was playing football, that's how we did it. We didn't have chest day, we didn't have leg day. We had push day, we had pull day. So we did some form of legs every day. But it wasn't considered a leg workout. It was considered a knee dominant exercise or a hip dominant exercise. So I would actually recommend that approach. Do push and pull days and do a hip dominant and knee dominant exercise every day, 4 days out of the week. Then you will see that lower body develop tremendously. And what's a knee dominant exercise is like a squat. So you can do back squat, front squat, step ups, lunges. Those are considered knee dominant exercises. So you can do some form of that 4 times out of the week. Then you got your hip dominant movements like glute raises, like Romanian deadlifts. Those are like hip dominant exercises. You should be doing a hip dominant and knee dominant movement every workout. Once you ease your way into being able to work out more days. But when you just starting out, you want to do that full body routine 3 days out of the week. So one movement for each body part. You want to do that for at least 2 months starting off. And then that's when you want to get into the push-pull days. But I developed, man, when I had my calves was crazy. My legs was crazy when I was a running back college ball, man. I was doing front squats, back squats, lunges, step ups, split squats. Like I wasn't like the leg press machine that people be on at the gym. Didn't use that. Didn't use any of that, man. It was strictly dumbbell work, strictly barbell work. And that's when I developed crazy calves, crazy legs. Front squats, back squats, barbell lunges, dumbbell step ups, side lunges, even good morning self, the Romanian deadlifts, things like that, man. When you do a bunch of those, you will see your legs transform tremendously. So I didn't even take a traditional bodybuilding approach. Like my workout is not that of a bodybuilder. So I don't do leg days and stuff like that. I have push day. So push day, obviously you got push-ups. That's pushing movements. So that's more so going to revolve around your chest, your shoulders, triceps, things of that nature. Your pull days like pull-ups. So that's obviously going to be more so back day for you. And another thing, a lot of dudes be so focused on the arms. When I developed my arms the best, I didn't do arm day. Like them push and pull days, what people don't realize, when you do a lot of chest movements, you work in triceps. When you do shoulder movements, you work in the triceps. When you do a lot of back movements, you are working your biceps. So it's really no need for you to be having arm day, honestly. It's no need for you to have a whole day dedicated to your biceps and your triceps. Not necessary. I can tell you that right now. When you follow that push-pull program and routine, you will be good to roll. Oh, Sonya, you got it. 36 hours there, you got it. You got it. And remember, when you're breaking that fast, you want to ease into it. So you want to have a light vegetable soup or something. Some people recommend like vegetable broths and things of that nature. So when you're breaking that fast, you want to break it with something light. They say don't break a fast with some fruits. So they say try to break it with vegetables. So a little vegetable broth or something like that. Terenzo, most definitely. We always building, we always destroying. Dizzy, the leg lifts, I don't necessarily consider those necessary. Again, I'm not big on a lot of machine work. I'm strictly barbells, like free weights. I'm strictly barbells, dumbbells. I mean, literally, like I'm strictly barbells, dumbbells when it comes to weights. I don't fool with a lot of machines. Like some machines can serve their purpose if you're trying to add definition. But I don't like isolated movements. I like compound movements, movements that involve more than one body part. I don't like to isolate a body part unless I'm striving to be a bodybuilder and I'm competing. If that's the case, then I need to isolate a body part. But I'm not striving to enter any bodybuilding competitions to the point where I need that strong definition. No. So I don't fool with a lot of machines because most machines, they just simply isolate. We want compound movements. Compound movements, they help, they help tremendously in regards to building that muscle. Because you're able, for one, to lift a lot more weight because you're using more muscle. So we fool with compound movements. We fool with the main movements. We keep it simple and basic. We gonna squat, we gonna deadlift, we gonna bench press, we gonna incline press, military press, we gonna do pull-ups, we gonna do push-ups, we gonna do dips. That's what we gonna do. Oh, Shane Peach, man, you take it easy, man. You and the sister be easy out here. Yeah, Emmanuel. So like I would do a full body routine. One of the ones that I follow, it was like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you would do one movement for each body part. And the best way to break it down, I mean, I can literally break down a routine for you. So the full body routine would look something like this. It's a basic introductory routine. So you'll start off squats. You will go 3 sets of 12 on the squats, 3 sets of 12. Then you will transition over to the bench press. You will go 3 sets of 10 on the bench press. Then you will go over to, you will do barbell bent over rows. You want to go 3 sets of 10, barbell bent over rows. Then you want to go to military press, or you can do these with dumbbells, the dumbbell shoulder press, and you can do it seated or standing. You want to go again, 3 sets of 10. Then after that, this is going to be the only time that you hear me recommend like bicep and tricep work for the introductory routine. So this is when you want to do things, you want to curl. So then you probably want to go about 2 sets of 10 on the curls. And then you want to do some tricep extensions, 2 sets of 10. And then you want to do some calf raises, 3 sets of maybe 15 to 20. Then you want to do your ab work, like 3 sets of 25 on the crunches. You would do that same exact routine. You would do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you will repeat that. And each week, you should increase the weight that you did from the previous week. So you want to keep on progressing and increasing the weight by 5 pounds each week. To Renzo, calisthenics is part of my foundation. I don't believe you should be out here lifting weights heavy if you haven't mastered your body weight. Like calisthenics is crucial. I'm always doing pull-ups, dips, push-ups. That's always going to be a part of my routine and my regimen. Always. Always. Burpees and things like that going to always be a part of my regimen. Always. Sharifman, that's exactly how it needs to be. That HIIT cardio compound training. That's compound weight training. That's all you need. That's all you need. All right, Sonya, you got it. You got it. You got the broth. You good. You good. It's temporary, man. So we know how you feel. I know how you feel on that fast. I know how you feel, but you got it. Got to push through. Montel, you just got to practice on it. Practice makes perfect on the pull-ups. Got to do them. Oh yeah, Dizzy. No gimmick at all. Like this a lifestyle. Like I tell people all the time, this a lifestyle. We really about this life. So it's definitely no gimmick. I'm a do the workout and I'm gonna post it because it's no gimmick. And sometimes I come up with these workouts, like some of the workouts that I've posted. I may come up with them and I may not even know if I can actually get through it myself. And I film it anyway. It is what it is, man. It's mind over matter. At that point, you just got to push yourself mentally. Just got to push yourself mentally when it comes to some of these workouts, especially when you got a lot of mileage on you. When you got a lot of mileage on you in regards to workouts, man, you got to do some intense training in order for you to continue to maintain your results. Oh, sign you most definitely. A lot of people don't understand that science of breaking the fast. But yeah, you wanna break that fast. You want to break that fast with that broth, that vegetable broth. Adrian, peace, what's going on? Yeah, Terenzo, that's what I tell people all the time. If you in a gym, you going to the gym, man, you in there for longer than an hour, hour 30 at the max, then you just playing around. Yeah, man, you no problem, man, no problem. And Shamar, 30 reps of what? Dizzy, you know what's crazy, Dizzy? A brother, one of my good friends that I train. He's doing Muay Thai right now. So I may just get it in with him. But one of the brothers that I train, that's what he's doing that right now. And one of my favorite artists, man, Dead Prez, Stickman from Dead Prez, that's what he does, man. So I was looking into that. I was either looking into that or like Jeet Kune Do, because I know somebody that teaches the Jeet Kune Do as well. And Shamar, yeah, fasting and working out works well for me when I'm striving to cut up. Now, if I'm not striving to cut up, if I'm striving to bulk up, then I don't really do too much fasting. But if I'm striving to cut up and shred and lean out a little bit, then I do some fasting while working out. I'll work out in that fasted state. But that's only when the goal is to lean out, chop down some body fat. But when I'm striving to bulk up, I don't really fast too much. And Percy, yes, an hour and 30 minutes. If you in there any longer than an hour and 30 minutes in regards to the gym, you playing around. You playing around because for one, you shouldn't be resting any long. The only time that you should rest longer than about 2 minutes is if you're doing strength, if you powerlifting. If you powerlifting and you are lifting real heavy loads, then you need to rest for about 3 minutes after each set. But if you're not doing that, if you're not strength training or powerlifting, then you shouldn't be resting any longer than a minute 30 between your sets. So when you add up that in regards to the amount of sets that you're probably doing per body part per workout, you're probably at the max. Let's calculate the amount of sets you're gonna be doing for the workout that I just mentioned. So you got squats, you're gonna be doing 3 sets there. You're gonna be doing 3 sets on the bench press. That's 6. 3 sets on the bent over rows. That's 9. 3 sets on the military press. That's 12. 2 sets on the curls. It's 14. 2 sets on the tricep extensions. That's 16. Then we got 3 sets on the calf raises. That's 19. Then we got another 3 sets on the sit-ups or the crunches, I mean. So that's 22. So that's 22 sets total. So you rested for about, if I even give you 2 minutes on that, you just double that. So that's 44 minutes that you should be done. 44 minutes. And that's being generous, giving you 2 minutes. So when you break things down mathematically like that, like you shouldn't be in there no longer than an hour and 30 minutes. Your body does not need to be working out for an hour and 30 minutes because rest is where you grow. You don't receive your gains by being in the gym that long. You don't receive your gains when you're working out. You breaking the body down when you're working out. You receive the gains when you rest. So you just need to go in there for the quick kill, leave, eat, and rest. That's when you get the gains. So people think the longer I'm in the gym, the more gains I'm getting. No, you actually stressing your body out. You actually turn down your immune system. because you're working out way too long and too much. So you actually weakening the immune system. You don't need to be in there that long. I say from 45 minutes to an hour. Like I give you an hour and 30 minutes. I give you an hour and 30 minutes, but for the most part, in about an hour, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, Shamar, that's cool. That's cool. Lachelle, peace, what's going on? Rokizzle, man, when I to bulk up, in regards to what I do bulking up, obviously my approach is gonna be a lot different because I'm vegan, plant-based, so I don't know what lane you traveling down, but when it's time for me to bulk up, man, I just gotta increase the amount of certain foods that I eat. So a lot of the seeds that I consume, they have a decent protein content. So like the hemp seeds, the sunflower seeds, and I'm gonna tell y'all another seed to invest in: sesame seeds. Not only do they have a lot of protein, but they have a lot of calcium. These are small seeds that you can put into some smoothies and things of that nature. But I start consuming more of those seeds, and I can tolerate like organic or natural peanut butter. So peanut butter is something that I can tolerate, and it does good for me. A lot of people cannot fool with peanut butter. So with that, I recommend like almond butter or sunflower butter, which those are better alternatives. So when I'm striving to bulk up, I start eating more of those seeds, and I start eating like some peanut butter or some almond butter and things of that nature. I may do the whole wheat, and I may make like the little almond butter or peanut butter spreads or sandwiches. I start eating things like that. So I got to get my meals up, and then I do a lot of heavy lifting, and I don't do that much cardio. When I'm striving to bulk up, I don't do a lot of cardio because I'm a hard gainer. It takes a lot for me to bulk up. So when I'm doing any form of cardio, it's hard for me to bulk up. So when it's time for me to bulk up, I'm not doing cardio. I'm strictly lifting. I'm lifting heavy and hard. Percy, you got it. Dizzy, man, that's what I heard. Man, I wanna learn all the forms. Muay Thai, Jeet Kune Do, man, everything. Everything. Oh, Sonya, most definitely. Hey, keep following along. Like I said, I got y'all, man. I've been doing heavy research, man. So it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better and better. Like I said, we gonna take this healthy eating, this nutrition, this way of life. Like I'm telling you, some of the research that I've been doing, crazy, game changing. Yeah, Joaquin, that Crab Mac. Yeah, that's another one that I was looking at. BJ Wave Links, what's going on? But yeah, like man, I've been doing some crazy some crazy research, man. I'm gonna give you all Zoo Zip. What's going on, Peace, man? What's going on with you? But I've been doing some research that's so crazy. It's some things that, man, just I didn't know. Like I said, the more I learned, the more I realized I didn't know. I'm studying like all the elements or the chemicals, basically all the vitamins and minerals. And I'm studying just the connection of some of these vitamins and minerals in regards to like emotional states. And I'm gonna give y'all one that you may not have known. So basically, iodine. A lot of people, like I talked about in the last video, we don't mention iodine a lot. We don't know much about iodine. But one of the emotional traits that come from a lack of iodine is one being mean, like meanness. So you may just think being mean is my personality, is my way of life, this, that, and the third. Or you may just be thinking you have a bad day or you having a bad day. That can be caused via lack of iodine. So I'm studying stuff like that. Top Male Peace, what's going on with you? So we taking everything to the next level. And another emotional connection or mental connection in regards to a vitamin or a mineral. You got magnesium. So you people that suffer from schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. When you go from that, basically when you go from that soothing state to that erratic change. So like when you just randomly get angry, frustrated, things of that nature. When you go from 0 to 100, that can be caused via deficiency in magnesium. That can be caused from a magnesium deficiency, and the way to balance that out is to eat magnesium-rich foods. So when you real irritable, that can be your body crying out for magnesium. And we know the body likes to cry out for what it needs. A lot of times we mistake those signs for something else. Like instead of us thinking that we are thirsty, we think that we are hungry. So we tend to eat when we should be drinking water. So this goes to some of these mental conditions. We just think this is something that runs in the family. We may not be thinking, oh, this bipolar situation that I'm dealing with could be because of a deficiency in magnesium. We're not thinking that because we haven't been educated in regards to being able to think that. Dizzy, the best source of iodine. When you think iodine, you think C. You think C. You think water. Because you can even get iodized sea salt. But I don't recommend getting it from the sea salt. But the best source of iodine is kelp. So you can get a kelp powder from like Amazon and probably a health food store. So kelp powder will be your best source of iodine. All you need to do is get the kelp powder. That's it. Now there are other like sea vegetables, as they call them, like seaweed and things of that nature. But kelp powder is like the best source of iodine. Now, if you consume fish, then you can get some iodine from the fish. But if you don't want to consume the fish, which because you're concerned about the mercury, then you could just get this kelp powder, put that kelp powder in some smoothies, and you good on the iodine. But how many people are consuming kelp powder? I can guarantee you not a lot. So a lot of us may be suffering from that iodine deficiency. That may be a lot of our problems, and we don't even know it because we don't think on those terms. So it's a lot of things that people need to be educated on in regards to vitamins and minerals. Magnesium, Dizzy Dam, all your dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, magnesium, collard greens, broccoli, all of these foods contain magnesium. You get your magnesium from dark leafy greens. You get it from other things too, but just dark leafy greens. That's all you need. That's all you need for your magnesium. But a lot of people don't know. But a lot of people don't know that connection. And then on top of dark leafy greens, when it comes to magnesium, you can get magnesium in some nuts like almonds and cashews and pecans and things like that. And then you can get them in some of the beans, like the black beans, the kidney beans, the chickpeas. You can get some magnesium from those as well. And I think it's magnesium in bananas as well. And then lentils also. But this is the type of stuff we got to break down, man. If people don't understand the relation between certain vitamins and minerals. So a lot of people strive to isolate certain vitamins. Vitamins don't work well in isolation. I'm going to repeat that again. Vitamins don't work well in isolation. Prime example, iron. So a lot of people, when they say, oh, they low in iron. Well, a lot of people, they just going to focus on that. And they just going to say, I need to boost my iron. So I need to eat foods that contain high amounts of iron. But here's the thing. The iron is not being properly absorbed if you don't have adequate vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 and iron they need each other in order to be properly absorbed. Iron more so needs the vitamin B12 than the vitamin B12 needs the iron. But you get what I'm trying to say. So if you overly focus on iron, but don't focus on boosting your B12, doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice. And then even when it comes to like calcium needs, there are a lot of different factors in play when it comes to building strong bones, maintaining strong bones. They have taught us that calcium is the only thing that we need to focus on in regards to building strong bones. Calcium doesn't work well without magnesium. Calcium doesn't work well without vitamin D, without phosphorus. Even iodine plays a role in calcium absorption. A lot of people don't know that. So that's why it's best to eat a well-balanced diet, because these vitamins and minerals do not work well in isolation. They need one another in order to be properly absorbed. And then you have your fat-soluble vitamins. And I think that's vitamin A, D, E, and K. So if you consuming foods that are high in vitamins A, D, E, and K, then you need to make sure you are consuming healthy fats. So that's when you can focus on like your omega-3s, like your hemp seeds and your flax seeds and things of that nature. Because if you're not consuming your healthy fats, enough of them, then if you're consuming foods that are high in the vitamin A, D, E, and K, they're not being properly absorbed. They're not getting to the cells because the fat is carrying them to the cells so they can do what they need to do, so they can carry out the function. So you need that healthy fat in order for them nutrients to be transported to the cells to do what they need to do. Emmanuel, no problem, man. I appreciate you tapping in, tuning in. Oh yeah, Dizzy, I just saw that jujitsu. Yeah, jujitsu is crazy. Yeah, I gotta get on it. I gotta get on it. I just been hitting the bag, man. I gotta get on it. I gotta work on my kicking game. My kicking game is probably weak. I got a little punching game, man, but my kicking game is trash probably. But I got to work on my hip mobility and flexibility and things of that nature. But it's a lot of information, man, to be disseminated, passed down in regards to this nutrition game, man. So like I said, it's gonna be some powerful information that's gonna come out, man. A lot of myths that need to be destroyed. And I've been doing like some heavy research, and research takes time. So that's why I haven't hit y'all with a lot of stuff yet, because I got to fact check some of this stuff before I present it. I don't want to just read one thing and present it based off of that. Tamel, like I was talking about previously in his video, when it comes to that, the reason why, first off, you got to step back and analyze the reason why you may have fell off. Okay. One of the main reasons why we tend to fall off of a so-called diet is because we tried to make too many different changes at once. Like we tried to make too many different changes at once. So the best way to prevent yourself from falling off and the best way to get back on track, gradual changes. Make small changes every 2 months. Stop trying to make too many changes at one time. So if you fell off, analyze yourself where you at. So if you fell off, you started to eat a lot more junk food, you just going back, you went right back to the way that you were living pre-diet, that diet that you went on, then that means you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to start over. So that means make a small gradual change. So let's just say you're doing everything bad. Let's say you're drinking sodas, eating processed food, eating fast food. We're going to focus on one of those. We're going to eliminate it. We're going to say, all right, we're going to go without sodas for 2 months. We still eating the processed food, still eating the fast foods. We just focused on soda. No soda for 2 months. Once we master that, then we're gonna go to the next one. We're gonna go to the next one, and the next one may be no more fast food. So we didn't already mastered no soda. That has become a habit. Now we're gonna focus on no fast food for 2 months. That's the best way to stay on track, get on track, and get back on track. That's the best way to do it. Look at where you are at, assess your situation, assess the here and now, and then make small gradual changes every 2 months. And it's that simple. Like that's the best way to do it. But with that being said, y'all, man, this been another powerful stream, man. I always appreciate building and interacting with you all, man. It's always a pleasure. Always positive stream, man. I love the positivity. I love it. But again, y'all already know how I go. I got some people that I got to train, got to run them through the ground. Got some new people that I'm dealing with. So y'all know that I don't discriminate. I'm going to treat these new people just like they regular clients. So we about to run them through the ground, man. So y'all be easy out here, man. Y'all stay peaceful. Y'all enjoy this Monday evening, man. Y'all stay healthy. Y'all stay focused on your elevation, focused on evolving, focused on being the best version of yourself that's possible. I'm out, y'all. Build on the positives, destroy the negatives. I'm out, y'all. Peace.